If I were born a black boy, will I grow tall, strong, and proud? Will I escape the bonds of stereotype that I was born into, lead my people, become the next Malcolm X or Martin Luther, the king? Or will I become a statistic, labeled, incarcerated, ejected like a beast?
Late today, Brown's family tells me they've learned that the bullet entered his body through the back of his head. The 26-year-old shot and killed in a police-involved shooting early Monday morning. Brown's mother, Tanya, speaking at the vigil, says the family believes her son's shooting by two rookie police officers during a traffic stop was unjustified. Authorities say Brown was driving this white Dodge Charger with his headlights off when the uniformed officers in a marked police vehicle stopped him. The department says the officers noticed a .22 caliber handgun on the car's center console.
The butt of a gun that's actually in the console between the passenger seat, actually kind of like stuck there in the middle.
Police say the officers asked Brown to step out of the car. He got out, and that's when authorities say he struggled with the officers and reached back into the car for his loaded weapon. One officer opened fire, striking Brown once.
We have the documents from the medical examiner's office where it indicates that he was shot in the back of his head.
Reps from Al Sharpton's National Action Network on hand at the vigil. Police have not released the race of the officers. Both were on the force less than 10 months.
No justice!
Brown has a criminal history, including 2 priors for attempted murder. Friends say he was released from prison 2 years ago, and his family says he had a new job, a new apartment, and a new baby.
Education here, top left, healing, top right, legal in the middle, up top. Action will be here to downstairs. Outreach and media will be to my right.
The idea was, and we didn't get through it very much, was that we'd have a motorcade where we drive all together. Get as many cars as we can, as many ways as possible, but also organize transportation for people who want to go to the march.
I just want to give you guys some more information on what we're doing, what the Action Committee is doing for February the 21st. We are basically asking the Philadelphia Police Department who killed Brandon Tate Brown. So we will meet on the 6600 block of Frankfort Avenue and then march to the precinct. I believe that's the 15th district.
Woke up in my own crib this morning, and for those people that know me, y'all know this is a crazy move for me. So I thank all y'all that pray for me. I've been through so much, it's still crazy to me. I swear I was just locked up. People telling me when to piss, when to shit, when to wake up, and when to go to bed. Yeah, when to eat, when to shower, for 5.5 years. But I'm in my own shit. Most of all, I'm free doing me. I'm doing great right now, and I gotta keep it together. Getting ready for work, keep praying for me. But I owe it all to Jesus and my queen, my heart, my first love, my everything, my mom, Tanya Brown. I love you more than anything in this world. Thank you for everything. You've been there, still there, and felt all the pain and stress I felt, but 10 times more. Time to take my ass to work, though. Feeling blessed.
What happened to Brandon Tate Brown? I was able to speak to a childhood friend of Tate Brown's a few days after his shooting. Her name is Angelica Manzano, and she's adamant about Brown not being a combative person. She speaks about the issue that everyone not close to him judges him on, the 2008 charges. It was aggravated assault he did the time for, and for having a gun. That's what gave him that 5.5 years, not attempted murder, she said. The reason he got that was because his girlfriend was hit by another man, which is what his mother has gone on record to say about the charges as well. Brown's mother says that the man hit his girlfriend in the face with a pipe and Brown retaliated. He ended up spending 5 years in jail for it, 5 years he deeply regretted.
A crime scene that makes no sense. Police claim that hashtag Brandon Tate Brown fought them after getting out of the car when asked, then returned to it to get a gun. Then why is the body next to the passenger side and the shell casing in the back of the car on the driver's side? Hashtag Philly for real justice. Hashtag we want answers.
The media don't know shit about your ass. Only those that know you and really been around you long enough know that you're cool with a great personality, that and give you much knowledge and was trying to better yourself. RIPB, gone but never forgotten. Hashtag Brandon Tate Brown.
It's a racist system! It's a racist system!
We want to know their names, and we want to see their tape. Police it from a close. Show them who they are.
We the people, along with the good cops, can get rid of the bad cops.
Yeah.
We can do it.
Yeah.
But they don't want to side with us because they wear that uniform. I'm telling you, and they're afraid. I'm telling you, if they stand with us, we can get rid of the rotten to the core apples in this district. They have to go. I want all cops that's seasoned with hatred and training rookies with hatred to get the hell out of here.
It could be your son, it could be your daughter, it could be any one of y'all that something happens to 2:30 in the morning, and they could be the next Brandon Tate Brown.
It's funny how y'all judge him because he had a case or, he was arrested before. But none of y'all grew up with him. Y'all don't know Brandon Tate Brown. Y'all know who y'all arrested at the time that y'all arrested him. But I grew up with him, and I know even before getting arrested, that was not him. Who y'all saying who he was not him. I lived on the same block as him for years before he got arrested. When he came home, we linked up together. We were friends. He was nothing of what y'all said he was. Nothing whatsoever. He was very respectful. He wasn't a criminal. He wasn't a criminal at all.
I am a friend of Brandon Tate Brown. Funeral is a funeral. It doesn't matter what happened or what was behind the cause of his death. His mother had to bury him, just like your mother will have to bury you at the end of the day. But she wants closure, just like anyone else who dies gets closure for their child. But at the same time, it's still the same process. You have to go to the funeral. You have to figure out why you're burying your child or you're burying your sister or brother. Just like I don't want to bring up everything that's been going on in the world, but I want to make a point. In New York, your fellow officers were killed. And they had to bury your fellow officers, and you guys stood out there and marched for him. And y'all gave up everything for him. And y'all stand on the front line, just like you stand on the front line right now, but you're standing on the front line for a murder of a young man who did not deserve to die. Your fellow officers did not deserve to die at all either. But we want closure. We want closure, okay?
I want all your officers to look at this little girl right here. This is his little sister. His little sister. Do you see the hurt and pain in her face? In her face. Do y'all see that hurt and pain? 26 years old. And y'all killed him. For nothing. For nothing at all.
I was his manager. That man made sure that I got home safe to my children when my vehicle was not working. He made sure that I was safe. I made sure that he had everything he needed inside of that business. He cared about everybody that he worked for. He said that he would work in Checkers to never go back to jail. And y'all gonna sit here and say this man deserved to die? What if it was your kid? Y'all not mad? Y'all should be mad out here. I don't understand how none of y'all that have kids cannot feel how she feels. I have 3 boys that have to grow up in this society. I have been called a Muslim bitch, a terrorist, while walking up there at Ronan Boulevard. So y'all should know who I am, and I don't care. Y'all do not care about us, so don't expect me to care. That was my friend you murdered.
My name is Sophie Matthews. Unfortunately, on June the 2nd, 2014, my son was also murdered by police. He was shot so many times they were going to do a closed casket. He even got shot in the back of his head, execution style. But today, I stand here in support of Miss Brandon Tate Brown's mother. We're all out here in support. Killing doesn't stop because it's cold outside. Miss Brown, and I'm speaking as a mother who lost her child by a son. Who lost her son by the police. She should not have to feel, and I can feel and relate to her with what she's going through. She may not come out and say it, she may smile when she don't want to, but it hurts like hell. And especially it hurts to get killed by somebody who's supposed to protect and serve. You're supposed to protect us, not take our child's life. Our children are supposed to bury us. We are not supposed to bury our children. But I do know one thing, none of us will ever be free until we all are free. We got to keep this unity going. You police officers, before y'all became cops, you were a man, you were a woman, you were a human being. That uniform don't make you no different. You still bleed red blood. You still hurt. Don't put the hurt on us. Do what you gotta do. Protect and serve. No cops, serve. And no